Guess who helped run a scene? Yes, I am fresh off of helping a new friend, have a multiple man fantasy at a sex club, and I wanted to share my thoughts and feelings after. So we show up, and I met this beautiful energy soul of a female named Kay, and she was a fan, and she was new to sex clubs, and she was just, making her way around the different theme nights. I was kind of standing back with Tanya, kind of taking it all in. And so there was these little whiteboards that they all had. Every single one who was having a scene had a whiteboard. And so I went and actually started reading them. And it has their name on the top. And then it has, like, for some of them, it had a list of do's and don'ts. So the do's were, she wants to be massaged. It said, massage me. I thought that was brilliant because you need to tell people what you like. People can't just guess, right? Now, I went and looked at other people's whiteboards. Some of them said, call me good girl. They put their fucking drink order on their whiteboard. Not just, hey, please buy me a drink. They were like, buy me a vodka soda. Like, it was so brilliant. So that was my favorite part of the whiteboard because I was like, yes, you're giving people your fucking order. Genius, right? And then I offered up my services because, again, Tanya wasn't going to be fucking anyone. And so here's the funny part. I didn't want to be overzealous. I didn't want to be like, can I please, like, run your gangbang scene? Like, I didn't want to be like that, but inside I was like that. So I was like, if you need help, I know how to talk to the guys. And so I was able to study up her whiteboard and make sure that all of the guys I interacted with understood the gameplay. So we set up the scene. She already has a guy or two to start off with. And here's the funny part. I was just hanging out with them and none of the sex happened. And then she looks at the guy that was, I guess we'll call him her starter. She looks at him, she's like, ready? And he's like, ready. And I said, is that all it takes on DTF night? Just looking at someone and being like, ready? Cool. And so the guys all have to stand past like this red line. They can't just crawl in. They have to be invited. And so here's my POV, okay? I'm in this red room and I'm basically like watching this sex happen here. And I have this window of a gap where all the men are basically like, me next, can I join? Can I join? And like, it's very obvious there's a lot of opportunity, okay? There was no shortage of men. I'm the one that basically is the gatekeeper. Like, who wants to fuck my friend? I'm the one that has the golden ticket. It was kind of frustrating to me being like, why are you just standing there? And so I realized that I was the one that had to emphasize to all the guys what she really wanted and make sure that they delivered. And so it was easier after that to communicate with the guys being like, we're looking for enthusiastic massage givers. And I would look at all the men and I was like, which one of you is enthusiastic massage giving? Because I'm like, that's the one I'm picking. At one point, I invited 4 men at a time to be in the room, and she had 4 different men's hands on her all at the same time. It was amazing. She even concluded at the end of this gangbang that she likes 2 men at a time instead of 3 or 4. And I agree with her. Much more easy to run. And she's like, oh, I took your advice, orgy director. And I was like, oh yeah. And she's like, yeah. She's like, I told them that this was about my pleasure, but that's not what I got. And she's like, they didn't listen. So, not all gangbangs go smoothly. And so I think that's why you need a friend, a spotter, someone to help, to make it go smoothly. So